There's Matt.
I'm Joe.
Hey, and we are coming to you live from the forests of Atlanta.
They have trees here.
Yes.
Wonderful.
Okay, so we usually do this trending thing where we talk about the day's top topics going on Google and Twitter. We talk about them from a faith perspective. This is crazy, Joe, we both are at different conferences in Atlanta.
Right.
We didn't know they were happening at the same time.
That's right.
And so we're actually sharing in a hotel room. We're hanging out together. We have one car. We're figuring all that out.
Yeah.
But it's been a really great week in Atlanta. So I've been at that church conference, which is specifically about church media, church communication. Where are you at?
I went to the Drive conference at North Point. Talked about just the future of the church.
Awesome.
Yeah.
Okay, so we're going to try this thing live. If you are watching live, let us know if you can hear us. Let us know if there's something weird going on that we can't see. I'm going to pull up another window here to see if I can make sure we're live here. We've never done a live edition of Trending before.
Because this could get crazy.
This could get crazy. We're living on the edge. Okay, apparently 3 people are watching. So hello to whoever, the 3 of you who are watching. Greetings from the forests of Atlanta.
Bitch is Tilly.
Could be. I don't know. I bet it's Cheryl Plucker. Hi, Cheryl, if you're watching.
Hey.
Okay, so since we're in Atlanta, since we're in conference world, we'll tackle the top 2 topics.
Okay.
And then I thought we could both just briefly chime in on some things we've learned at our conferences this week. And if you are watching live, say hi in the chat or something and we'll give you a shout out because we would love to know who is with us right now. So,
Yes.
okay,
Let's do it.
Joe, today is May 5th,
Yes.
also known as Cinco de Mayo.
Cinco de Mayo. Happy Cinco de Mayo.
Happy Cinco de Mayo to you and to everyone watching.
Yes.
I had Mexican for lunch already, and I think we're gonna go get some tacos or something after this. So
Might as well.
Might as well.
What could be better than Mexican once a day, twice a day?
Exactly. What is Atlanta known for?
A whole lot of
Tex-
stuff.
I was gonna say Tex-Mex. I don't know about that.
Shrimp and grits, maybe. I don't know.
So we're gonna get a burrito or something.
There we go. All right.
Okay, so I'm gonna put you on the spot here, Joe. Do you know what is Cinco de Mayo? Why do we celebrate Cinco de Mayo? Do you have any idea?
I believe it was some sort of revolutionary war effort from the Mexican people
Yes.
against the United States.
It was not against the United States.
See, I don't know anything.
I know
I-
as much as the
zero.
first sentence of Wikipedia has told me.
Okay.
So it is actually commemorating Mexico's victory against France in the Battle of Puebla in 1862.
I apologize
So-
for my ignorance. That's terrible.
A lot of people confuse. This is not the Mexican Independence Day.
Okay.
So that is actually in September.
Okay.
And something I've read, which you probably heard, that actually more people celebrate Cinco de Mayo in the U.S. than they do in Mexico. It's
Interesting.
kind of become an American holiday.
It's kind of like St. Patrick's.
So one thing, I've seen some posts on Facebook or on maybe Instagram somewhere, people just kind of give the friendly reminder to be careful not to use this as an excuse to stereotype. So it's not helpful in days like today to wear a sombrero and a mustache. It's an important day in Mexican history, and we don't want to make a joke out of it.
Mhm.
So there's a kind of a thin line between like celebrating it and going too far and like mocking it. So just a
Yes.
friendly reminder about that. I suppose.
Good exercise of being considerate.
Yes.
Yeah, I think it was. So there's a guy named Suchen Ra. He's a evangelical theologian. His general principle, he's an Asian American. He said, general principle is don't impersonate a nationality that's not yours.
Yes.
And you're probably going to fare okay.
Yep, it's a good rule to follow.
Yes.
So
Be considerate, be hospitable to other people's stories. We don't know them as well as they do, so let them tell their own stories.
yeah, it's good. It's a good reminder.
Yeah.
Okay, so Joe, a lot of people obviously know Cinco de Mayo, but today is also another kind of important day. Today is the National Day of Prayer.
Oh, that's right. First Thursday of May.
Okay, so I can't remember how that works out. It's like a lunar thing. I don't know. Anyway,
I think
First
it's
Thursday.
First Thursday in May.
that makes sense.
Yeah.
So I know that in Wichita there's an event tonight. So some people watching, or some of our Ridgepoint friends might be going to that event in Wichita. It's kind of an important day, especially for Christians, obviously. I wanted to get your take quickly, Joe. So in my mind, at least, when I think of National Day of Prayer, unfortunately, I think in recent years, it's kind of become politicized a little bit. It's kind of become like a right-wing thing, which wherever you land politically, I think it's kind of a bummer that it's become a political thing when obviously it was never meant to be that. And maybe I'm looking more into it than the average person is. Maybe a lot of people don't necessarily feel that or see that, but I think there's at least an element of kind of right-wing politics tied to that, which is unfortunate.
Right.
So do you see that? What do you, if someone kind of is wrestling with especially on a day like today when we're supposed to pray for our country. That's obviously a good thing to do,
Right.
but we don't want it to become a political issue. How do you view all of that?
Okay, well, so I think to be a good citizen, you should get involved with politics at a level that you're comfortable with. And if you're a person of faith and you're a citizen of that country, you should probably pray for your country. So those things are fine. I think it's when we cross the line is when we perhaps put politics and our faith side by side. And it may not be easily discernible which one's more important to us. And so as Christians, like everything bows its knee to Jesus. And that's without a question, so that's important to keep in consideration. Number two, like, be careful how we appropriate Old Testament passages that were for Israel alone, and don't try to make America Israel 2.0, because it's just simply not the case. It'll probably happen at a prayer meeting that you go to, and so give those folks grace. I feel like it comes from a good place, but I think all that to say, we should pray for our nation. We should keep our loves in the proper order. And then I read something kind of cool today that reminded me of this type of moment, which prayer is not just what we do in the moments when we say words to God, but prayer also includes what we do in between our times of prayer. So, because I think sometimes I've been guilty of this, where I pray for something and then I forget about that topic altogether.
Yeah.
It's almost like I like zipped on a Christian suit, did a Christian thing, zip out of that Christian suit and do something else.
Yeah.
But prayer, like, so if we're praying for the prosperity of our nation, for our nation to resemble a better version of ourselves than maybe what we are right now, then we should probably live that out as well. So if you're praying that other people should be good citizens, maybe we should be good citizens in between our prayer times. That would probably be an appropriate way to treat a day like this.
Yeah, I like that. That's good. Good. Prayer's always a good thing. And praying for a country, praying for leaders is a great, wise thing to do.
Yes.
So, good. Okay.
Yes. Okay.
Okay, so we've never done this live edition before.
Right.
We're doing all kinds of breaking all the rules. I don't know.
Right.
Move fast and break things.
Yes.
So just as we're wrapping, so those are the kind of the big two things today that I saw that was
Okay.
trending.
Okay.
So to wrap things up, I thought it'd be cool just to give a quick highlight for both of us of what we learned from our conferences.
Right.
A lot of people watching attend Ridgepoint. They helped made it possible for us to come. Let's share a nugget that we've learned today, or
All right.
this week as we've been here.
All right. You want to start? Or you want me to start?
Go for it.
Okay. So North Point. This is what I know. This is kind of a side. North Point puts on a fantastic conference. Well thought out. It's fun. But one thing that was kind of cool, and then I'll give a point that I'm taking away from the conference. There was a guy who decided to come to the conference because he was getting ready to graduate from seminary with his master's degree, and the seminary put the wrong date of commencement on their calendar. So he said, I can go to Drive conference and then I can go graduate from seminary, but then the seminary changed the date during this time, so he's missing his commencement in order to come to Drive. He had to like make a choice, so he decided to come to the Drive conference.
Okay.
So the folks from North Point found this out, and they did an impromptu graduation for this guy so that he could have his moment. It was fun, it was meaningful, it was awesome. It just reminded me the importance of hospitality, of giving comfort to others, and pulling people from the background and celebrating people, because that's what Jesus wanted us to do. I think the big nugget for me, and this is something that North Point continues to rally around, is a verse from Acts chapter 15, where the church in Acts, they're trying to figure out, like, we're all Jews, but Gentiles, non-Jews, are coming into the faith. What should we do? Should we make them become Jewish people in order for them to become Christians? And so James stood up, Acts 15:19, he says, it seems to be proper for us not to make it difficult for people who are trying to come to God. And I think if you and I could just be honest, at times we make it really tough for seekers to make steps towards God, because they don't speak our language, they don't have our values, they don't live into our morals, from day one. And so what's this reminding me of is, what can we do as the church to stay faithful, but reach further and to make it easier and easier for people who are seeking God to bump into Him when they come into our midst? So I'm taking that home. I'm going to have it in the front of my mind when I'm in meetings and planning and preaching and teaching and praying for the sake of Ridgepoint, is how can we reach further and further for people who are seeking to know who Jesus is?
Yeah.
So anyways, that's what I'm taking away.
That's good. That's really good.
All right. Sorry for the sermonette.
No, that's good. You're great at sermonettes.
Now, here we go.
So we got, let's see, Barb and Tilly are both watching. So hello, Barb and Tilly, and everyone else who's tuning in live. Grateful for you joining us and for you watching later. Thanks for watching. So I've been at the, it's a conference called That Church Conference. missions,
At church.
which is a very marketing-y thing to do. So,
On brand.
very on brand.
Yeah.
And so we talked about all kinds of things. It was really helpful. Learned a lot. So we talked a lot today about crypto and NFTs, which we've talked about on here before. So I won't dive into that too much right now. One of my favorite things, there's a session about how to be a digital missionary, which is a term that I think you and I have talked about before. I'm not sure if we talked about it on here, but I love that idea of being a digital missionary.
Yeah.
And one thing the speaker said, he took a Bible verse and kind of took a little spin on it. And he said, "The harvest is plentiful, but the workers are ... not online." And he talks about how there's just so many people online searching for hope, searching for answers, searching for community. And one of the best ways to do that, or one of the best ways that the church can do that, is to reach out to them online. And so he had a lot of really interesting ideas of how the church can do a better job. Most people are streaming live now on Sunday mornings, but there's a lot more that we can do to reach people who are looking for hope, looking for help online. So really cool takeaway. And that same guy said, a good way to outreach, a good way to practice evangelism is to be a Christian around other people.
Yeah.
Which I like that idea. Just be a Christian around people. And when you do that well, that's a good way to start some conversations. So anyway, there's lots of kind of nuts and bolts, technical media stuff that was really helpful too. Got a couple books I'm excited to read. So it's been good. I've enjoyed it.
That's awesome, man.
Yes.
Like what I'm hearing.
Awesome.
Yeah.
Okay, we got 3 or 4 people watching live. Thanks again for those of you who are watching. Anything else you want to wrap up with today?
I don't know, man. Like, I miss people back home.
Yeah.
I got hope for the global church and for Ridgepoint. I think we're on to some good things. And being around other church leaders and talking about church strategy, church hope, this fills my tank. I think it's probably filled yours. So once again, thanks for giving us some space to come. We actually missed a staff work day, so I do feel guilty about that.
Yeah, the rest of the staff's been hard at work this week. The construction's starting very soon, next week, and so the rest of the staff's been hard at work, moving out the kids' wing and some of the student stuff. So I've been getting some pictures from Jana and a couple other people of rooms that were full, now they're completely empty, getting ready for construction. So that's pretty exciting.
It is. It is. They're better Christians, man. I think Jesus loves them more than he loves that.
That's my biggest takeaway. So. Okay, well, I have to catch a very early flight tomorrow.
Yeah.
You're being gracious to take me to the airport. You're staying for one more day.
I am.
So early flight tomorrow. We're gonna go grab some tacos. We got to pack and figure out the train. We got a lot to do tonight.
We do.
But thanks again for joining us wherever you're watching. If you're watching live or later, grateful for you watching. We'll be back with a regular episode next week on next Thursday. So happy Cinco de Mayo. Happy National Day of Prayer. Make the church easier for non-Christians to be a part of. And go where people are and be a good Christian around them.
Amen.
Is that a good way to wrap it?
Yeah, dude.
And go watch Doctor Strange. Coming tonight to a theater near you.
Here we go.
Why not, right?
That's right. That's right.
Okay. Thanks for watching. Have a great rest of your Thursday. We'll see you next time.
See you next time.